Hi, Mr. Agung, Pak Agung.
Hello, Mr. Anong. How are you?
Fine, Alhamdulillah. Thank you
Alhamdulillah.
for become our evening speaker right now.
Okay, it's an honor for me to join with your seminar today. Well, not only from industrial perspective, but as my formulator perspective, I will show the to all participants today.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning. Good evening to all our participants, to the speaker, and also to the main organizer, Mr. Anugrah. Welcome to our Lajang lecture. Thank you, Mr. Agung Sofian Effendi. We're honored to have you with us today, this evening, this wonderful evening. I believe you're a very good friend of Mr. Anugrah.
Yes, okay, Mr.
It's very nice to see you this evening. So I see that you have a very interesting life regarding pharmaceutical industry. So before we proceed to the topic, incubation process, a step to commercialization in herbal industry, could you please tell us something about yourself? You have such an interesting life. Please, Mr. Agong. Internet. Did Mr. Agong just pop out?
Okay, I think
Send him the link. He has to join back again. Well, Zoom connects all of us and also disconnects all of us. Are we using Dr. Sophie's account? Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Sophie. You're so kind. Oh, Mr. Agong is here. Yay. Mr. Agong, please.
Sorry for this inconvenience. I have several problems in my connection.
right. So the connection is okay already, right, Mr. Agung?
Okay, I use my personal hotspot, so I think no problem at all.
Okay, I think Dr. Malia can continue, please.
Mr. Agong, have you, Mr. Anugrah, have you allowed Mr. Agong to share screen?
Okay.
To share screen. Yes, already.
Okay. So Mr. Agong can, please, Mr. Agong, welcome. Clap, clap, clap.
Okay, thank you very much for the host that allow me to present what I already prepared for. This is okay. Does anybody see my screen now? Okay, good. Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Please let me introduce myself. My name is Tabung. I'm friend of Mr. Anugrah Adina. I have started working in 2009 in industrial health industry. Then I moved to governmental pharmaceutical industry for 8 years. And in the end of 2020, I decided to move to this private company as R&D manager for especially for formula. So a lot of I think I could share to you what I have been feel that what my perspective in 8 years in the Barma as formulator and as head of R&D and QC. Okay. Okay, I'm proudly present to you this from this to this like the Twitter within recent day. Okay, from this is a produk inovasi unggulan from Institut Pertanian Bogor on 2016. Then they approach several MOUs to my company in Indofarma. Then in 2018, we proudly released the product called produksi obat herbal berpelangsing or anti-obesitas called Prolislim. Okay, it's one of my experience how in the researcher and industry can work together to have when the ideas come meet with the when the ideas meet with the industry, so we can produce their ideas into the commercial product. Okay, you can see the source I already said in the picture below. Okay, this is the domain of a research from the researcher and the industrial domain. From this researcher, we call it a preliminary research, then main research, in vitro, in vivo, respondent trial, and publication. We call it a researcher domain. I think all of you are much more experienced than I. Okay, then this is the industrial domain. From the left one is the formulation scale, and the middle is pilot scale, and the right one is the commercial scale. You can see laboratory formulation, critical quality attributes, critical process, stability studies, just like QBD, ICH, Q8 until Q10. This is the industrial domain. But before industrial domain occurs, we need to use the feasibility study, the price targeted, and the forecast. That's a little difficult for me to explain because this is what business development or product development domain. Okay, my domain is already on the industrial, just formulation scale, pilot scale, until the commercial scale. This is two sides, researcher and industry side. The researcher wants a good efficacy, low toxicity, good quality, and of course the publicity. But we, industrial, we need a simple formulation, use fewer machine, easy to apply, good quality, good stability, and low COGM or cost of good manufacture. So can these two both sides connected? Can it commercialize? Yes, it's the main idea of this evening discussion. Okay, this is my industrial perspective, where it's a formulator perspective instead. Okay, this is the four role of product development or in the pharmaceutical or herbal. Firstly, the formulation development. This is herbal drug extract and active ingredients. We need to know drug extract or botanical ratio. I will show you after this slide. what is the difference between drug extract and botanical ratio. Then I need to think about excipient, binder, filler, diluent, or disintegrator. I need to rethink what the best formulation of this dosage. Then I need type of extraction. What kind of extraction I could do in my facility. Then I need to know what solvent for extraction. This is the price and safetiness matter. Why? Because I will show you how much the price we should cost for a single extraction. And I need to know how product dosage form, is capsule, tablet, or bottle liquid, the jam strength like that, and the product remedy. So when the doses are too high, we need to use a divided dose. That means I think we know when we eat, we take some drugs, we think the lesser is better. It increase our complementary. Okay, then under the formulation development, we think about primary packaging from strip, blister, bottle, secondary packaging, and design. And then from analytical development, we need to active ingredients method analyze, finished product, and then validating both of them. And the last is product specification. The last thing about product development is registration step. Okay, we also want to know from the researcher what is the best registration for this product as obat tradisional, or we call it jamu, or a supplement. This is in Indonesia, our FDA have a different perspective about supplement and obat tradisional. Not all obat tradisional can have registration as a supplement, and the opposite. Okay, this is the grade of the extract we use for formulation. Indonesia still have two different language in extract. First, the DA or dark extract. In example, I use DA25. It means if 100 kilograms dried plants extracted with water or with ethanol, the result total solid is about 5 kilos. Then I need add excipients. We can use starch or maltodextrin until it amounts 20 kilograms they extract. So the drug extract is 5 kilograms of 20 kilogram extract. We call it DE25. Or we can use botanical ratio. In example, botanical ratio 10.1, so 100 kilograms dried plant extract extracted with water, result total solid 5 kilograms. Then I add excipient until it amounts 10 kilograms. So the ratio will get 100 kilograms dried plant as 10 kilograms dried extract. This is the difference about drug extract and botanical ratio in commonly in the herbal industry in Indonesia. Okay, the next is the cost of good manufacture. We in industry we know about two kind of price. We call it COGM, cost of good manufacture. It consists of material cost and manufacturing cost. Material cost consists of active ingredients, excipient, packaging primary, packaging secondary, and manufacturing cost consists of manpower or direct labor, machine hour, and the overhead. Nah, we call the two material cost and manufacturing cost as a cost of good manufacture. Then when we add margin, product margin, distribution fee, and tax, we can call it the cost of goods sold. That's why we call it price. This is, the price is depend on COGM plus cost, non-technically cost like this. Okay. This is the frequently problem occurs in the step of from researchers to in R&D. Okay, problem number one is raw material. Raw plant as a raw material, or we call it symbicia, and the impact is on continuously supply or price rising high. So we need to discuss with research for another source or local plantation. So, but I think the local plantation is very long term. So I need research for another source. And then another problem is plants are seasoned, or we call it musiman, when rice pricing high when it's not in this season. Okay, we can stop the drying plant parts for extraction later. Then another problem, plants are difficult to find or a lot of similar plants. So it is close to adulteration. So when we use another species, the less active substance extracted, and it can cause with the low efficacy. So we need the local plantation, or we need to find the trusted supplier. And the last problem is commonly a problem for raw material, that is bad plant quality. It affects on the extract rendement uncontrolled. So we still need adding for more than excipient that then is default formula. It's a common problem in Indonesian suppliers. They cultivate in this season, and they stock in their stockage, and after 1 or 2 years, they do not use FIFO or FIFO for their management of stock like that. Okay, the number problem two is the extraction. Happen with problem when the researchers use no alcoholic or water extraction. Impact, this is the impact of alcohol and water. Pure water costs about 1,000 rupiah each liter. Ethanol is about 40,000 rupiah per liter. This is for trial, including tax. The ethanol for the commercial costs about 18,000 rupiah per liter. This commercial, no tax included. And when the researcher use the another ethanolic or water, they use ethyl chloride, they use chloroform, or they use ether. I think the and extraction machine, like the seal or the material itself, will leakage. So I need to change the extraction method, use watery or ethanol solvent. Well, I know this method can affect to the whole research itself, but well, not all industry have the extraction plan with using no alcoholic or water extraction. Okay, the second is the use more than true extraction design. In example, they use caloric acid percent maturation for 6 hours followed by external extraction. Okay, this is the impact. It's the longer extraction, chloride acid waste, and risk on HSE or safety environment. So we need to change the method or find an alternative to unwanted material removal. And the last is very long extraction method. I ever see how researchers use 16 hours or till 24 hours maturation method. So I need to talk to them how we can find which the optimum for the extraction active substance material and the cost of goods manufactured. Okay, the problem number 3 is the formulation. First, large dosage. Convert from mice to human, result the dosage is large. Well, this the impact for the capsule overweight or oversized. So the number capsule 0 till 1 is the common, but if we still need the maximum size is 00 capsule. Or we shall change the same form to tablet. It needs a more formulation. Okay. So if we find the overweight, the last time I think I used the divided dose. That's the best thing I could approach in very short term. Okay. Again, the formulation is still on crude extract. So the researcher used the crude extract, not yet converted to dry extract. So this will impact in several problems like bad flow rate, bad disintegration, bad compressibility if the crude extract converted to dry extract. So we need to open formula from formulators and researchers calculate together which the best excipient and which the best dry extract. Okay. Then very bad flow rate like sticky oily extract. So it cannot fill in the capsule proper bed weight variation sticky on the machine. So I think I need to change from direct compression or direct filling in capsule into wet granulation when I use a binder instead. Okay, the number 4 is the manufacturing design problem. Okay, first, extract cannot dying with heat. So it have a volatile active bioactive compound. In fact, with not all industry have vacuum oven or vacuum dryer or freeze dryer. If they use freeze dryer, use a lot of energy. So I need to change the manufacturing design or try with fast dryer like spray dryer or vacuum dryer. So the dryer like spray dryer, even though it has 171 degrees Celsius in inlet and 70 degrees in outlet, but the material contact is almost it's no longer than 10 seconds. So we need to trial with many variation of open or dryer. Okay, another manufacturing design problem cannot fill in an automatic capsule, very bad low flow rate. So I need to use semi-automatic machine, or I change the formulation from the current formulation we need. Okay, the number 5 is analytical development problem. So when the method of analysis only develop, the researchers only develop method analysis for crude extract or for raw material. Impact in analytical development for finished product is not available. So our analytical development should collapse with analytical development and researchers to develop the finished product method of analysis. So quite different about the method analysis on raw material and the finished product. We need remove the excipient steps, or we need to use several preparation for analytical development. Then standard difficult to find or high price, so we cannot develop analytical method in industry. So I think this can follow up with change working standard to as nearest our family in example routine for flavonoid like that. And then need special instrument in example we use DCMS. DCMS not all industry have, because we do not need DCMS. We only need HPLC or BC. DCMS only used for researcher in academic or in the governmental lab. So we need to contract analytical. This will lead to the lead time testing longer than usual. And then this is what I experienced in preclinical and test problems. So researchers in preclinical tests without committee ethics approval. So they do not have local FDA do not accept the preclinical test. So we should read preclinical test with clinical ethical clearance with from FDA. Then preclinical test use this with crude extract not formulated in dosage form. This is the will variety result is happen. So local FDA do not approve this method of preclinical. So the preclinical should use the dosage form from industry research and development or industry pilot scale. Okay. The next problem is drug registration problem. In the example, FDA do not approve in front of insufficient this must be not approved by FDA or insufficient empirical data. FDA not approved for jamu or obat tradisional. Insufficient preclinical data. Clinical should repeated with ethical committee, and new indication does not have empirical history, so FDA do not approve for jamu, should move to supplement. This for the example. Okay. This is the incubation process to help the researcher before they close to industrial scale. So I think this is the important for research, both of researcher or the industry. Okay, this is incubation process. I divide into two terms: is technical and non-technical. Technical, and they should have a formulation basis. They should provide dosage dossier, should provide manufacturing design, mini manufacturing trial, cost estimate analysis, analytical method, and mock-up packaging. This is the technical side. And the non-technical side, the incubation process, refers to MOU, Memorandum of Understanding, to industry, researcher royalty from industry to a researcher, patent, and funding. So the incubation process itself is very, very have important for the researcher and the industry. In Indonesia, I already met several incubation process or incubation business, just like this. Institut Teknologi Bandung use LPIK or Lembaga Pengembangan Inovasi dan Kewirausahaan. IPB, Institut Pertanian Bogor, have a Bogor Life Science and Technology. Universitas Gadjah Mada have a GIB or Gamma Inovasi Berdikari, and Universitas Indonesia have a Inovasi and Science Technopark. This is some of for the university to gather their researcher before meet the industry. I think it's a very, very great idea. So we can, from industry, can discuss with the researcher in terms of incubation business partner. Okay. This is my experience, 8 years experience in industry. I have several projects, not all of it finished, mostly failed. Why? Okay, I present to you. Okay, the first project I handled is wound healer from Centella asiatica, hexane fraction and cytose extract. This is the result. The result is failed. We cannot process into scaling up because we cannot do fractionation in commercial scale. Unstable product color, we already tried into the gel form, and the method of analysis was very difficult to develop in industry. The second, male birth control capsule from Justicia gendarusa. The result is failed. Clinical trial phase 3 rejected by FDA. Then COGS too high. Why? Because they use chloric acid 6% maceration 6 hours to alkaloid removal, extract too oily, cannot fill in empty capsule number 0, very poor compressibility, so it cannot convert to tablet. And the important is the control drug should as cheap as possible. And male birth control have a potential uncompliant with in compliance and clinical trial practice do not have ethical clearance. This is two of the fail. Then this is the finished project, slimming capsule from asam glugur, Garcinia atopharidis, and kunci pepper, finished as a jamu, brand Slim. You can search in your Google Slim. Yeah, that's the one of the finished product successful from IP, Institut Pertanian Bogor, and my former company. Problem, even though this is finished, there is several problems when I develop, like kunci pepper or Camphilia angustifolia, easy to adulterate with another species. So I moved to, I searched in Solo City in the middle of Java. There I find another species like kunci pepper, but the local resident call it kunci pepper. But I and me and my researchers said that this is not a kunci pepper. So it's easy to adulterate with another species. Then Garcinia dry extract and Camphilia dry extract should modify to DA25. And also the dosage quite high, so I need to divide this dose. The design is 3 times a day, then one capsule. Then I need to use divided dose divided dose. So the dose now is 3 times a day, 2 capsules. And this and last is clinical trial should repeated with human dosage form. So in my lab, R&D lab, I need to prepare the capsule. The capsule itself, the extract, the drying extract, then I give to the researcher for preclinical trial again. So, and the COGS nearly over target. So, it used ethanol 96% or ethanol absolute, and I cannot rectificate, I cannot gather the ethanol itself. So, nearly over target. But I think the best we can do for jamu, the next target is obat herbal standard or standardized herbal drug. Okay. Okay, this is my presentation today. Okay, Mr. Hoff, may I return to you?
So, is your presentation is finished, Mr. Agung?
Yes, it's finished, already finished. I think for this evening is finished. There's I think so much I could share to you if we have several session again, especially in the formulation or the analytical development problems. But I think in this evening it's quite a lot of I could share to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Agung. Very interesting topic you share with us. I believe this audience, okay, some of the audience, maybe the lecturers, the student, or maybe our external participant would like to do some extraction, okay, in terms of a researcher, but sometimes we don't know how to prepare all this research so that we can talk to the industry. So the industry will get interesting with our research. That's the problem lah. So I think this topic can like a bridging, right, for us. We have here like Dr. Alicia. It's very active doing extraction. Okay. And also we have here Dr. Jiaudin kan with those so many research about the formulation. But as Mr. Agung share with us, there is a gap between researcher and industry. So this gap, what we call it incubation process, need to be filled. So it's a lot of idea from researcher can be implemented or marketed so that the community can get the benefit. Okay, I think we can open the Q&A session from all participants. I think I can see from Indonesia also. We have here, I think Mas Arko still here or not? I'm sure. Okay, it's open. Student also can ask a question. Or maybe Dr. Alicia, Dr. Jia. Anyone? Okay. All right. Okay, maybe we can get a
Okay, just
comment from.
let's say,
Yes,
okay, maybe one question.
yes, please,
Let's
Dr.
say we
Jia.
want to have, let's say we want to have some research work. Which type of the project you suggest to our student, especially the populations, how they can develop the small projects?
Okay, Mr. Yeldin Khan. Okay.
Yes, Jiaudin Khan, just say Dr. Khan.
Okay. Your question is how to determine which the ready to commercial or which
Yeah,
market
commercial.
one.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
which market do okay. I ever talked to one of the marketers. He said about what is the best until now. What is the best thing to commercialize? Then he asked, then he answered, the best product is the seven deadly sins. The seven deadly sins product is now is still is the best product to commercialize. Okay, I think we know the seven sins. What is the seven sins already? Like a male texture, this product will never have end from several years, 10 or 20 years ago until now. The male sexual product is very high demand. That's what he answered to my question. But I think as a formulator, as an industry, it depends on what market you want to your target. What is your target for daily for which which great market you want to which great market you want to your product will will join to. It's a high product or medium product, or we use the low product. I think this gradual will make will cost what is the best product that we could give or we could research. But I very remember what he said before. The seven sins is the best market, and it has never end until now.
Okay. Is it okay, Dr. Jia? With the answer, I think yes. The market analysis, I think, is very important, right, Mr. Agung, for
Yes,
it's better
okay.
to decide.
Yes,
Yeah,
in
thank you,
Indonesia,
thank you.
in Indonesian pharmaceutical market, we use market analysis like EMS or intercontinental market survey to get to decide which market we use. We need to develop new product. I think the market survey, I think Mr. Anugrah, you should have another perspective from the business development, industrial business development. He or she will give you another perspective about how market analysis created, how feasibility study made by industry, and how so their new product development could approve to R&D and to the production commercial scale.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Agung. We have another question from Dr. Sophie in the chat room. What is the major downfall of product being rejected to be marketed? So I think from all the problem that you already share with us, what is the major downfall?
What is the major downfall? Okay. In the OTC or over-the-counter market, when we already launched into the market and suddenly, already launched and we use very lot of advertisement, massive product distributed to market, but then suddenly the uncontinuous happen. Either it comes from raw material uncontinuous, raw materials very rare to find, or several trouble inside the manufacturing design. That's the major downfall I already experiencing. So when I design this product, the support of advertisement is a lot. Then suddenly this product is out of stock in everywhere. Then another competitor enter the market. The market already when we approach again with continuous product, the market is already changed to the competitor. That's the major downfall of product yang rejected to market. So in terms of over-the-counter or supplement product, herbal traditional product, the continuously supply is the major and critical to have a sustainability in product itself.
Okay, all right. Oh, it's really so basically the OTC and okay, so the supplement also, right?
Yeah, the supply is the major. Okay, Mr. Anugrah, when you say one of the product is just like supplement or for energy drink, have a massive advertisement, then it suddenly stop the advertisement. Another competitor enter the market. You change your product. You already forget the first product. That's very unfortunate to have uncontinuously product.
Oh, I see. Okay, anyone from the participant, maybe the student? Okay, because I'm quite amazed with that you said that jamu or extract herbal product being in clinical trial. Is it true, Mr. Agung?
Sorry, can you repeat, Mr. Anugrah?
So I'm quite amazed that the herbal product is required to do a clinical trial in Indonesia.
Okay, In terms of the herbal product, it's not as its original usage, or it's not doesn't have empirical usage before, or it has another indication below, or another indication from the empirical. FDA require that. So when you
Oh,
use
okay.
ginger as anti-emetic or used for common cold, when you research that the ginger is for vertigo or for cancer, Badan POM would not FDA will not approve just indication without any clinical trial.
Oh, so this one is, I think it's quite different here in registration in Malaysia, but I think Indonesia allowed for the herbal product to be uh, marketed in a certain indication, right? Health indication, like a disease indication. But here in Malaysia, we still have a limitation that herbal is never marketed into like some sort of disease indication or prevention. So that's a bit different here between herbal in Malaysia and herbal in Indonesia.
Yes, I think when FDA asks us to do clinical trial, our product will have a chance uh, to rising high as phytopharmaca. So several
Okay.
companies do, like one of a biggest company, pharmaceutical company in Indonesia. They use cinnamomum for anti-diabetic, and the result is when they have a preclinical and clinical data, they use better formulation, they use a better expression, they can reduce the dosage from 100 milligrams to 20 or 10 milligrams in each capsule. They already have phytopharmaca grade as the highest jamu grade ever.
Okay, yes. I remember that one. We have like in Indonesia, we have three grade, right?
Yes,
Jamu and then standardized extract, and suddenly it become the highest grade is the herbal is same grade with the medicine, right?
yes, indeed.
All right, we still have a time. So any one of you would like to uh, throw a question, not throw a question. I can see Dr. Sophie laughing at me. Okay, okay, this one. Okay, so this one from Mr. Arko. Mr. Arko is now, I think, a PhD student in uh, Europe. I think European country, if I'm not mistaken. Mr. Arko, please. So, how to maintain the benefit versus risk challenge in order to develop our product in Indonesia, since there are many big industries already been took part on the market producing high cost and good quality. On the other hand, low cost product is also everywhere. Okay, so you can see in the chat room,
Yeah,
Mr.
I
Agung.
already see it. Okay. I think the best answer is can given by business development. I think this question is quite hard to me for explain, but from the feasibility study, they have several uh, analysis like risk and benefit. Mr. Arko have said before. What is happen when we when we develop a high price product, which market we need to approach, that they have done on their ordinary day, on their daily work. So I cannot give the best answer. I think uh, this this needs a business development, I think, Mr. Arnold. Yeah, another perspective from business development will give the best answer.
Okay, okay. Later on, we will invite another industrial practitioner from the business development one. Okay. So anyone would like to? We still have a time until 6 o'clock. Okay, 6 p.m. Okay, maybe Miss Ahda. Okay, we have another one Indonesian here as lecturers in MSU. All right. Hi, Miss Ada. Okay.
Hello, Mr. Lena. You
All
hear
right,
me
Miss.
now?
Yes. Do you want to ask a question?
Hi, Mr. Agung. Thank you for your very comprehensive introduction. I mean, talk. I don't have any question currently. Maybe from another.
Okay. Any other would you like to give a question? So, Mr. Agung, what is expected from industry to the researcher? Because I see that your company can have a good relationship from what you call it, the researcher body, like from Bogor, IPB, and LPKIT, that one. Okay, so what is actually the expected? Is it you expect that all researcher need to prepare all the things and then we just collaborate with industry, or we can do like the style OEM? We request a certain product and then the industry will prepare everything.
Okay. Okay. This model original OM or ODM, original design manufacturing, is one of the alternate in industry herbal. This when I moved to this company itself. So in this several researchers do not want to, as I ever met them, they do not want to models like ODM or OEM. They only want to have their products, their research commercialized, and then they have a publication and the royalty. So I think the ODM or OEM models itself have a lot of minimum order quantity. So that's why the researchers do not want have a relation with industry in ODM or OEM. The safest way when they could have commercialization, they could approach a publication, and they will and when the product launch, it will give them quite big milestone in every funding they have proposed by. That's Mr.
Oh,
Ano.
okay.
So the main idea is the idea ODM or OM is needs minimum order quantity. The minimum order quantity.
So
Yeah. So the researcher.
the company will prepare everything.
Yeah, in ODM or OEM, the company will prepare everything from the formulation, the design, registration, and but no, we do not have a marketing team. So we give the product that we already manufacture to the researchers, and that's the relationship and in this term of business ODM or OEM. But in the non-ODM OEM, like in IP, with relationship with IPB like before, we also provide the marketing team. We also provide the advertisement and the researcher will have royalty from its product sold. That's the best. I think that's the best way to have a relationship between researcher and the industry.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Agung. Very enlightenment topic for us, right? Okay, I can see Dr. Sophie can angguk-angguk. All right, but unfortunately,
Mr. Arko, long time no see.
Oh yeah,
okay,
nice to meet you again.
okay. All right. I think before we end the session, okay, I would like to share. This one is, I think, the one that the student wait so much is regarding the, where is it? Yeah, oh, this one. Okay, let me. Wait. I think this one. Okay, can students see this one? The attendance, the QR code for your attendance. Yes, right?
No, sir.
Oh no. Okay, I think I'm not sure. Uh, let me check. Let me check this one. Huh? This one. Yes, I already, but I think not. I cannot find that one. Oh, this one. Oh, all right, this one. Okay, thank you. All right. Okay. Okay. Oh, I think Dr. Arko is already finished his PhD. Dr. Renat Arko. Same with Dr. Adam. Okay, I think MSU student. Okay, dear student, please scan this QR code. You can see the QR code, right? Okay, for your attendance to get gems. Actually, just for information, Mr. Agung. So this particular, we required student to join this type of topics here in MSU, and then so the student can develop their knowledge outside the class. But it's recorded in the system, so that's why they required to uh, get all this point as their achievement. All right, I think okay, right, Dr. Sophie?
Mr. Anugrah, you want to take a final shot?
Oh yes, so it's done, right? Okay, so I think last one is for the screenshot, right? Okay, maybe everyone please open the video, turn on your video, so we'll have a video shot, not video shot lah, photo shoot this one. Okay, please, before I think in a minute we will listen to the MSU song as soon as possible. Okay, all right, 1 2 3. Okay, all right, okay, next page. Wait, next page, I cannot see anyone turn on the video. Okay, this one, it's okay lah, right? Okay, I think yes, that's MSU song. Okay, so it's already 6 p.m. It's just a reminder in our university. It's very cool, right? Okay. Okay, all right. Thank you, Mr. Agung. Special thanks to Mr. Agung. So he really can join with us to share uh, a very good knowledge for us, so we can later discuss as a researcher uh, in the future, right? Okay, I think thank you very much, Mr. Agung. Okay,
Okay, thank you
can
very
give
much.
applause. Okay, thank you all lecturers and students. Okay, inshallah we will have another session with Mr. Agung or with another topics. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Okay, very good evening. Bye bye.
Bye.